Welcome to the Pit Crew. I'm Camille, your attending, and I have my residents with me.
I'm Mel.
And I'm Robert.
And today we are officially starting coverage on season 2 of The Pit.
Woo!
Oh my god.
Can't believe it.
So, first off, you guys know we like to rename episodes since we go by the 7 a.m., 8 a.m., we like to give them unique names. So we are renaming this premiere episode, What's Up With You Today, Melllllancholia? And Mel is actually going to present our patient to us.
Yes, because this week our patient presents with a case of being so fucking back, baby. Like, my first note for the episode is just in all caps, we are so back. Like, I could not stop grinning watching this episode. I was like, my family has returned to me. Like, this is... I am elated. I'm so excited. And we're so back.
We are so fucking back. For any of you who listened along with us for season 1, thank you for that. But this time around, it's a little different because we don't have all the episodes out. We are watching them. Thank you, HBO Max and WB Warner Brothers, for giving us access to screeners. We are able to watch the episodes a little earlier than you guys can in time to record and edit and all that jazz. So that's going to be fun and fantastic. You can expect episodes up on midnight EST every Friday.
And you know what it means that we don't have episodes in advance is that for the first time in my life, there is the potential this season for me to be wrong.
Camille has never been wrong before.
Camille's always right. It's like it's like that meme where you have how a peanut butter and jelly sandwich will never fall flat on the jelly side and a cat will never fall on its legs, or like always land on its legs. So if you tie a peanut butter jelly sandwich to the opposite side of a cat, you have a perpetual motion machine.
Oh my god.
For those of you who kept track from last season, we had a little small silly rule where each of us was allowed to say one extremely horny thing, but censored. Camille and I used our horny things last season. Mal did not.
I did not.
So for this season, Camille and I get a renewal.
I'm not a freak.
Camille and I get our renewal. Throughout the season, we get to say one really freaky, horny thing completely censored.
And mine rolls over, so I get 2.
And Mal's rolls over, so she gets 2, which I'm sure she won't use because she's not a freak.
No, she's going to use it the second that she sees Santos. I know, we're just going to have to start bleeping. The Santos hair this season is giving.
Oh, I thought she had a mullet wolf cut situation going on in that initial scene when we first see her. I was like, that is a gay ass haircut. Then I was like, oh, it's kind of a half up, half down ponytail. But like, it looked really, really gay at first. I was like, okay, lesbian.
Do we think that Santos and Garcia and Whitaker are watching Heated Rivalry together?
Yes, absolutely.
Whitaker against his will for the first episode, for like the first half of episode 1, and then he's like, actually, shit, I'm getting into this.
And that's why he got the haircut and the tan and is wearing jewelry. Yeah. He saw Ilya Rozanov and he was like, wait a second.
I love all the memes that I've seen about Whitaker getting rid of his fuckboy ass Amish boy haircut ever since he started living with a lesbian. Like, Issa Briones herself shared that meme, being like, yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Should we start the episode?
We should, yes, we should.
Okay, oh my goodness. So we jump right back in just like we did last season. A beautiful sunrise over Pittsburgh.
My second note for the episode is just like, guys, should we visit Pittsburgh?
Oh god. Never in my life have I ever... I mean, sure.
Take a trip to Pittsburgh? I don't know. I was just like, wow, this is kind of a beautiful
pit stop, you mean?
City.
The pit stop. Oh, that'd be a great name for like the video, the pit stop. I mean, hey, little info about me. Let's see. Let's keep track. Let's see how it happens throughout the many weeks we're going to be covering the show. My boyfriend and I are looking at buying a Subaru. So if I get that's road trip right there.
Oh my god.
Yes. You better never pick me up in that Honda again. Is it a
not
Honda?
A Honda, it's a Nissan.
I was gonna say, I drive a Honda.
I knew it was some like generic car. Ignore me. I just picked one. Could not tell you.
Amazing. Okay, so we're joining Dr. Robby. It's his morning commute. It's the 4th of July, and this bitch ass motherfucker doesn't
My
have a helmet on.
King does not have a helmet on.
Good Lord. Note, he has one strapped to his backpack.
Sure does.
It's for show so that his coworkers think he's wearing it, I guess. But then this motherfucker illegally passes an ambulance with lights and sirens. So even the fact that it, like, lights and sirens, that's a problem. Number two, he illegally passes on a bridge. Like,
and there's so much helmet talk in this episode that I'm like, either Robby is about to die in a motorcycle crash, or it's a red herring to make us think that Robby's about to die.
And then they're gonna kill someone we wouldn't expect.
I'm gonna put a poll when this episode goes up. What team are you? Are you team Robby's gonna die this season, or are you team it's a red herring?
Okay.
I'm team, I think this is totally foreshadowing. I think Robby's gonna die. I don't think it's gonna be in a motorcycle accident. I think it's gonna be something completely out of left field.
Unrelated?
Yeah.
Because there also has to be something that turns this into a 15-hour shift, right? Or do we think it's going to be like we get some hours with night shift after everyone leaves?
That would be interesting.
Because I'm like, it's a 15-episode season. I'm very curious to see where this is going.
So there are one of two things. Either A, new travesty that happens to extend the shift a few hours, or B, we get a little taste, a little snippet of Night Crew Pit.
Okay. No, that's an interesting idea. I hadn't thought about that. So as Robby is riding in, you can see, if you look at the entrance to the hospital, you can see Nurse Jessie outside.
Nurse Jessie!
You can see the homeless man who stinks to high heaven on his way in.
Poor guy.
Again, we're just back into the land of wonderful continuity, which is just wonderful. Oh my God. So Robby comes into work, and we actually get it confirmed for the first time that Robby is the chief attending. They never said that in season 1. Like, it was kind of implied, but it makes a lot more sense why even, like, Abbott defers to him when Abbott is the one in charge, you know?
Yeah.
So, because I always wondered about, like, why does Abbott go, what do you think, to Robby, when, one, Robby's basically supposed to be leaving anyway, two, you know, Abbott was the primary. So I was wondering why, and now I guess it makes sense because we've actually verbalized that he's the chief attending, so... Now, the reason that we learn this is because we have new daddy Donnie Donahue, who's
I'm so happy for him. I'm like, oh, he had a baby.
And he's a nurse practitioner now.
Yes, honestly, I am so proud of so many of these characters. I feel like, I'm like, this is my family, and I'm so happy for all of them, and nothing bad is going to happen this season.
Yeah. Everyone got therapy.
I want to say, because, like, we skipped a little bit, we're, like, walking through chairs, and I want to throw my guesses at who are some of the people who I think are going to be, like, at this point in the episode, some of the people we're going to see in future episodes. I immediately clocked Hanson Pit Crew shirt with the neck brace.
That's a reference to us, actually. Pit Crew is us. They did that for us.
And I also clocked business guy with blood on mouth. I think those are two people we're going to be seeing relatively soon.
I also clocked Langdon in his Pittsburgh Penguins hat.
That's a crime. Yeah.
I know. I literally put, Camille, what do you think about Langdon's hat? As our hockey fan. What do you think he thinks about Sidney Crosby?
It does get pointed out to us later because we, like, catch up with Langdon later in the episode. But if you're, like, when we're walking with Robby through chairs, I immediately clocked his ass. I'm like, oh, I see you. I see your ass sitting there.
Yeah, I thought he was being sneaky, but he's, like, waiting to be let in.
You know what's crazy is that, like, I didn't notice that because I haven't done my details watch yet. I've done the initial watch for fun and just, like, my top level thoughts, and then I did another rewatch to go through, like, and write down the plot. And I haven't, like, sat down and... Now, I did notice a lot of different things to indicate the 4th of July. Even, like, Javadi's earrings, she has red, white, and blue stars in her ears. And so, like, I was noticing those kinds of things, but I haven't done my, like, wait, what was that watch yet.
There's also, like, an American flag hat out in chairs. There's also a sign that's like, violent behavior will not be tolerated. I also clocked the metal detectors. Did we have those last season?
We did. Yeah.
We did. Okay.
We did.
I didn't remember that being there, but it would make sense that they were.
Now, on his way in, Robby doesn't stop to look at Doc Adamson's photo this time. This time he stops and he looks at a plaque on the wall from the city of Pittsburgh as a thank you to the Pit for their response to Pit Fest.
Only slightly better than a pizza party.
If you're hungry, just lick it. It's great. It's like a salt rock.
Yeah, get your daily dose of bronze, I guess.
I think I skipped over the fact that Donnie mentions the fact that Robby's replacement is there. So Robby is going on a 3-month sabbatical. We knew this from like what they were telling us before the season and all that kind of stuff. But Robby's going on a sabbatical and somebody is coming in to replace him. And she's already there. She brought bagels. Like she's raring to go. She beat him there. So I wondered, you know, with looking at the Pittsburgh, like the thank you for your service kind of a thing, like, will that be like the shift of Robby's focus? Like, because we haven't, from the moment, like the first moment of episode 1 of season 1, we could see where Robby's like story was going to be emotionally anchored. And we haven't seen that yet, which I thought was interesting.
Well, I'm very curious about, because, you know, we sort of left things off at a terrible place with Jake.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see more of a, maybe not resolution, but like continuing the story of like some of these relationships that were harmed last season. Like, I hope that's what's going to be sort of his emotional focus for this season, but who's to say?
Now, I will say off the top, there are 2 characters that we might as well just mention now. Are not, I had a feeling one of them wouldn't return. We know one of them wouldn't return, but there's no mention of them whatsoever in the episode, which I think was very interesting. I'm sure, well, maybe I'm not sure. Who knows? Maybe we won't ever mention Dr. Collins again, and we won't ever mention our beloved Mateo ever again. I missed those curls.
I miss him.
Little hockey romance boy in real life now, so.
We don't know if they're just, you know, not working today. Like, are they just off today? And so it's not weird for the characters in this universe because they're like, yeah, we saw them yesterday. Like, we just worked with Dr. Collins. Or it also could have been that, like, no, she's like moved away. She's left. She's been fired. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Same with Mateo. I mean, where is he? I miss him. Forever in our hearts, Mateo.
To make up for people we don't see, we do get to see some favorites from Night Crew, Dr. Shen, and we see Dr. Ellis.
Most importantly, we're seeing Shen's Duncan.
So Shen and Ellis are there. They're handing over the night shift patients. I have a couple questions. When did he get this Dunkies? Because it still has ice. So, like, how did he get Dunkies? Is he spending $30 to have one coffee, like Uber Eats? And 2, what is his Dunkies?
If we should like put a feeler out to see if Ken Kirby wants to come on for an interview. And one of the questions we should ask is, what is your Dunkin'?
What is
your
Dunkin'
Donuts
order?
order?
We need to know.
Is that an iced chai?
What is your order and what is Shen's order? Because like I feel like that'd be funny.
So one thing that is not likely to change about someone is their coffee order. Another thing that you're not likely to change about Shen is that he is always going to be jinxing everyone.
You don't change your coffee order? I get a different flavor at Dunkin' like weekly.
Not really. I have like 2 or 3 drinks and I stick to them.
Here's the thing about Dunkin' is that I have the one order I usually get, a medium vanilla latte with oat milk. And depending on the Dunkin' you go to, you will have like a different version of that every time.
Yes.
And it'll either be the best, sweetest, perfect coffee ever, or it will taste like sewer water. There's no in between.
Yes. No, I feel like the breakdown is usually like 1 out of 4 times it's like sent straight from God. Like, it is so good. About half of the time it's like, okay, it's drinkable, it's even pleasurable. And then the other quarter of the time it is straight ass. Like, it's so bad.
It's terrible.
That's ass from a butt. That's shit from a butt right there. So Shen's jinxing everybody, saying we haven't lost any fingers yet.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? It is 7 a.m. It is 7 a.m. on the 4th of July.
He's like, I'm leaving, bro, so I don't give a shit. Have fun with your quiet day.
There's plenty of time, Shen, for that to happen. It's gonna happen.
I am betting just for the meme that someone will come in with fingers blown off or lost or whatever in either episode 4, the 4th of July, or episode 7, July, you know? One or the other. Or maybe there'll be one each. I think that'd be kind of funny. I think that'd be kind of like a little cheek and tongue reference to 4th of July.
But why would these people be blowing fireworks in the middle of the day.
People are blowing fucking fireworks like the week before, leading up to 4th of July.
Well, I
like
know,
the
but
month
during
before.
the day, you gotta wait for it to get dark. Also, I have an off-the-wall prediction for mass casualty event that turns this into a 15-hour shift. Because I'm thinking of, in my hometown, there's this big warehouse that is a Spirit Halloween at Christmas, and then it is a big, like, fireworks store at New Year's and 4th of July.
You think one of them is going to catch fire?
That, like, caught fire, exploded, whatever. Like, you could have a very crazy mass casualty event with, like, a big firework disaster. So,
Jesus.
if we're having another mass casualty event, I don't know.
Oh,
how many can Pittsburgh have?
I live in the middle of rural fuck Jersey, like 20 minutes away from the Pennsylvanian border. And I can tell you every time I go to like Walmart, there's just a giant, even when it's not 4th of July, there's like a fucking giant aisle area full of fireworks and firecrackers and all that stuff. And I'm like,
in Walmart?
In fucking Walmart. Yeah, New Jersey, fireworks are legal.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Interesting.
In the store. That's
I
wild.
do like, that's an interesting take though, Mal. I think that's a good idea.
Listen, I gotta shoot my shot because I am never good at predictions, so
we'll see. We got it locked in now. I'll endorse it.
Perhaps the god Apollo has bestowed the gift of prophecy upon me. Specifically for season 2 of the PITT.
Somebody get a dodgeball and fucking lob it at Mal's face.
I love that meme.
Everyone kind of seems a little bit surprised that, like, we are in better shape somehow than we were last time.
Everyone knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood, please. But everybody is also talking really, really negative about this new doctor. Her name is Dr. Baran al-Hashimi. She's played by Safida Moafi. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the way they were talking about her and the way everybody was being negative, I was like, it kind of smells like misogyny to me.
Kind of does, yeah. Here's the thing. I think the show wants to paint it as like, oh, she's changing things and it's whack and it's not how we do things. But like out of context, if you like were just stopping by, you'd be like, hey, why does everyone hate this successful, female doctor who clearly knows what she's doing?
Well, my red flag was that when they mentioned that, when she started talking about like AI, I kind of zoned out and I was like, oh, AI apologist? Boo!
No. Now there are certain AI technologies though that are not like harmful, and like are very needed in, I mean, even just dictation. A vast majority of doctors do like voice dictation, and AI does enhance that kind of stuff. So I am so anti-AI, like generative AI. I hate it, just so everyone knows. So I am not apologizing, I'm just clarifying. Yeah, also, right. Being that I work in IT, and they mentioned that she's a clinical informatics expert, which I looked that up, and they are people who do a lot of integrating information technology and data management into the healthcare space to benefit the patient. So definitely like a continuing education, sort of a special interest. What really popped off to me is that when Robby asks about her, the first things they say are pretty single or like divorced, and I was just like, okay, we're in the workplace though.
Yeah, they mentioned like her having a kid, and yeah, I don't think that they would have said that about a man.
No, they would not have. So
No.
That came off stinky to me. Dr. Robby is never beating the woman-hating allegations in this house, unfortunately. Like, we joked about it last season, but like, bro has a pattern. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. He's threatened by powerful women. That's your loss, King.
Was this before or after, like, Robby passes through and briefly interacts with the patient who clearly is experiencing, like...
Oh, she thinks she's gonna die?
Yeah, that she thinks she's gonna die.
This is after.
Well, then to quickly bring that up real quick, because I love that scene, he walks by and she's like, Jesus is coming for me. And they're like, if he is, he hasn't checked in that registration yet. I thought that was very funny. To like calm her down and like to pretend like, hey, okay, fine, you're not going to die. We'll give you something. They're like, we should give her, I think it's 50 milligrams or milliliters, I forget which, of cobalamin.
No.
Is that not what it was? Is that not what it was? Wasn't that B12? The B12 shot.
Yeah, but that's not what they said.
What the fuck did they say then?
I wrote the word down. I don't know how to say it either.
Cyanocobalamin, because that would be cyan and cobalt. And so I don't know.
And so they're like, okay, hey, we'll give you some cyanocobalamin, 50 milligrams. Oh no, it's really serious. We should give her 100. I think it's milligrams or milliliters. I forget which. And then they walk out and like, oh, nothing a good old B12 shot can't fix.
I also thought it was interesting that Robby pointed out that she was wearing a uniform for a diner that closed 20 years ago.
She appears to be, there are a lot of characters in this first episode that appear to be
mentally altered.
Yeah. Mentally altered, either through Alzheimer's, either through old age, either through, there's a bunch of characters in this episode in particular that have something like going on.
It's actually going to be season 2 of The Pitt is the witchcraft, but this time it's in the witchcraft trials. This time it's in Pittsburgh, and it's because there's probably a fungus outbreak, and now they're all eating it and they can't remember anything, and we're all going to be witches. And maybe that's too niche a joke.
That's our 15-hour shift, because we got to find the fungus.
And we got to drown the witches.
I'm very focused on, why is this 15 episodes? Why is this 15 episodes of their 12-hour shift? Anyway.
For all that, like through this all, we also get more old faces to see again. Whittaker and Javati.
I wrote in all caps, yes, my sad wet rat of a man.
No, oh my god.
And then also for Javati, I was like, my princess. Everybody got a little something, so as they're introduced.
That is her color. Oh my god, she looks great in that color.
Yes. And they're both so much more confident this season. Like, again, I'm a proud mother. I'm like, oh, everyone seems to be doing so well, except for Mel. More on that. But I'm like, I'm so happy for them. And like, Whittaker has his own little ducklings now. What's the guy's name? Because I don't know his name. I've just been referring to him as Taller Whittaker. Taller Whittaker.
James, it is James. Yeah. Dude, don't say quiet James, we hate you. I wrote down his name is James.
James.
I'm just gonna
freaking James.
We can issue a correction next episode if we were wrong.
Like, I get weird vibes from these new med students. They are both med students, by the way. It's a little difficult because this time we don't actually get like proper introductions to people because we don't have like a new class of anything happening. So we don't get that like everyone circle up and introduce yourself kind of a thing. It doesn't happen. And so that was a little tricky for me, especially because there are so many things to take in. Did anybody else clock that this was a dummy, like way before you found out that it was a dummy? You didn't?
I did not. They got me. They got me.
No, I was like, it's too chill. It's so chill here. I was like, there's no way that Javati and Whittaker are like in charge of a patient right now. There's no way. You can't be in a trauma without an attending or a resident with you. Like that would be, I mean, you could be, but like, but no, I was like, they're not anxious enough. Like they're way too chill, but they do seem much more confident and capable. And yeah, they're doing great. So everybody's kind of shirking the fact that they're doing this, simulation. They're all kind of just like, we have actual jobs to do. So we find out that the reason they're doing this is because Dr. Al kind of wants to like get an assessment of all of the students. Yeah. My big flag here was, and it comes up later, Langdon asks Whittaker where his resident badge is. And Whittaker says he hasn't got it yet. So why, even if he's just waiting on a badge, why is he with the students? Did he get, what happened? He's supposed to be an intern now. And I noticed in the promotional photos that he still had the student doctor. And I was like, that's weird. But now I'm seriously thinking, like, why is he also still with the students?
Maybe it's like a volunteer thing. We find out from Whittaker last season that he like volunteered to do like the whole deliver medicine to the unhoused kind of thing. So it might just be a thing of like, Whittaker either volunteered himself or Dr. Al was like, "Oh, Whittaker, you're a new intern, right? You know what builds great, like being a doctor or whatever. It's educating those beneath you or something like that."
Well, and it also seems like he's taking after Robby a lot, so it may also be that like this is what he wants. Like he wants to be a mentor the way that Robby was,
right? But why does he not have, why is his, I mean, I understand like needing an updated badge. That's one thing that's like, yeah, sure, whatever. But like, I'm hung up on this idea that like he got held back or something happened.
I don't know enough about how the whole thing works to be like, well, I think this is what happened. Can you be held back in medical school?
No, he would have graduated by now. He's done.
He would have graduated, right? But also, like, Langdon is repeating his third year now. He has to repeat his third year of a residency because he missed 10 months, so he's got to repeat that third year.
It might be a clerical joke of like, oh, the hospital is so backed up and not enough paid staff on the role and on the payroll and whatever, sort of the same thing we were doing in season 1 where Robby's like, oh, there's not enough nurses upstairs for us to send people upstairs. That's why you keep people here in the pit. It might be something like that. If you're someone who works in a hospital, how's the clerical stuff going in your hospital? Are you guys getting your badges and stuff on time?
So moving on now, Dr. Al has also introduced something called a patient passport. It's like an itinerary almost. You like carry it around like an a la carte menu, and the doctors write down like what you need, and then there's like estimated costs and how long it should take on the patient passport thing. It feels like a mess of added paperwork, like double documentation, because you're now putting it in the computer and writing it down for someone, which is a waste of time.
Yeah.
And it literally just seemed like I appreciated the transparency of the idea, but in practice, in theory, great. In practice, it just seems like you're going to get a lot of people arguing with you about cost.
I think that happens a lot when you have someone come to a position of power who doesn't know what it's like to be kind of boots on the ground, like where they come in and they have all these grand ideas but don't really know what it's like actually in practice. Like that's the vibe that it was giving to me, and I didn't love it.
Yeah. One of the things I do like is that Dr. Al is, explaining this, but also is like, okay, so what went wrong? Why did the dummy die? And it's revealed that the cardiac rhythm on the monitor was polymorphic, not just VTAC. And I Googled what that was. It is a serious heart rhythm disorder where the ventricles beat too fast with constantly changing shapes on an ECG, often triggered by stress or exercise, and can lead to fainting, cardiac arrest, or sudden death. So that was like, I feel like this is going to come back later this season as everyone's freaking out, not sure why the guy on the table is dying. And then like Whittaker or James or Joy will remember and be like, oh, it's like that thing from this morning.
I'm going to call it and say, I think the patient passports are going to come back as a problem because someone is going to look at an estimated cost and deny something that they need. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a struggle or deny because of the length of time. I mean, we see this one guy later with McKay, and he's like, he doesn't want to pay out the butt, and he has a high deductible, and he also is just like, I just need to get out of here. Like, I don't have time. Yeah. I've got stuff to do. And so that's both of those big problems. So I wonder, that's what I think is I think those are going to come back and cause a problem.
I think so too. And then last thing I want to talk about with this dummy is that everyone's like, oh man, it sucks that we failed. And Robby jokes and he's like, oh, it's okay. He's an organ donor. He'll become frisbees and he'll become the microplastics that'll end up in your brains and reproductive organs.
That was one of my favorite lines of the episode. I cannot lie. I laughed so hard.
It was really good. So we find out that Dr. Al is familiar with Samira, Mohan, and Mel because they both worked at the VA. And then we have our first incoming trauma, which I was like, wow, this took a while. It's a kitchen knife to the chest, and they said they don't know if it was accidental or not. What the fuck does you get a kitchen knife to the chest and not know?
I guess you don't know if he fell on it or if he was stabbed. I'm just thinking.
No, I know, but I'm just
they
like,
don't have all the information.
Somebody might have called 911 and be like, I was stabbed, not I was stabbed and then by the floor.
I'm wondering if this guy was passed out and someone else called 911 and is like, oh, I don't know what happened. There's just a knife.
Which seems pretty sus because you can't be that close to someone who's been stabbed and bleeding and dying.
Right.
Without either being the one who stabbed or knowing the one who stabbed. Spoiler alert for the final episode of Heated Rivalry, but I'm just immediately thinking of he got stabbed by accident. It was an accident. Yeah, he got stabbed by accident.
No. God.
Robert. Why would you bring up?
She died by accident. Why would you bring up Irina Rosanov to me right now? She died by accident.
We're fragile, Robert.
Yeah, we can't do that. So
30 minutes in, and we've already brought up Heated Rivalry. That's fine.
We brought it up in the beginning, bestie. I asked you if you thought they watched Heated Rivalry.
I was here for that. Right. Never mind. Ignore me.
So we also get these incredible new nicknames because Garcia calls Robby Rabbit Bitch.
And he calls her YOLO. And also, something LGBTQ happened because I think I wrote down so much about this scene because
I gasped.
and I don't even know who says it initially, but somebody's like, Garcia has a hard time expressing her feelings, and then someone else is like, not all of them.
Whitaker's like, not all of them.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. And then we get the incredible reveal that Garcia has been to their house and Whitaker has used her toothbrush because they're the same color. And I was like, oh my God, something gay has happened. And then I was like, actually, what if this is also a red herring and she's not actually hooking up with Santos, she's hooking up with Whitaker? Because I think that would almost be funnier.
I think if she was hooking up with Whitaker, she wouldn't mind the toothbrush, but also
No. I need to state this right now. You can love someone or you can make out with someone, do whatever you want with someone. That's one thing. Sharing a toothbrush, disgusting. Don't fucking do that.
No, I was so excited for you because this is like a great representation of your culture and like U-Haul lesbians, you know? And so I was just like,
yeah,
I'm so excited for Mal to feel so represented this episode.
Hey, I've never U-Hauled. I'm too emotionally unavailable, honestly, to somebody. I know that about myself. I'm like, if you try to get too mushy with me too fast, I'm gonna be like, back off.
So, this like disconnect, this discomfort, this headbutting between Dr. Al and Robby is gonna drive me nuts because I swear to God, if I were trying to work and someone kept talking or like on either side, right? If somebody was trying to help me do my job and they kept taking over wrong, and then like from Robby, like oh God, if I was trying to be a good teacher and someone else came in dick swinging and was like, you know, like I would just
actually,
oh God. So I don't know, like I would be crying. I would not be able to handle a work environment like that, like at all. But I can also see, as we get to know her, as she says more, Joy, the medical student, I can see why her character description described her as like being interested in the macabre.
I don't know how to feel about her because I'm like, on one hand, we love a queen with a septum piercing. On the other hand, she's kind of a downer.
Yeah, I don't like the med students. I don't like them.
I'm sure
that's not personal. That's just like, I don't like your attitude. Like, no.
Why are you coming into our house and interrupting our family?
I'm sure we're feeling like this now, and hopefully we'll maybe kind of like them towards the end of the season. There's still 14 more episodes, folks.
Sure.
I have white chocolate in my notes, which means, does someone call Whitaker white chocolate during this scene?
Oh, yes.
Garcia does.
Because Garcia's like, oh, welcome back, white chocolate. And then it's like, don't you know our farm boy is really into funk? And then it's like, and using other people's toothbrushes. Or no, it's vintage funk. He's a vintage funk freak and likes using other people's toothbrushes.
I didn't even write the context. I just wrote in all caps, white chocolate. Much better nickname than fucking Huckleberry, but I'm pretty sure Huckleberry needs to stick with that.
I need more context as to what's going on here because I'm fascinated by whatever's happening with these three.
So after this, we cut to chairs. Where are my boys waiting? I honestly thought Langdon is back, and I genuinely thought that how enamored I am with him as a character had worn off. It has not. I adore him, and I love this journey for him. Okay, so I'm loving how timid he is, though I know it doesn't come from a place of like, I've been humbled. It comes from a place of like, I'm terrified. He's been gone for 10 months. So he's got to wait for his badge to work and all this other stuff. And then he goes to his locker, tries to open his previous locker. It doesn't open. He looks at his paperwork, realizes he has a new locker. I wrote down, just because this wasn't a detail I picked up on, that his code is 2244. And I think that's what it was last season too. I don't know. I didn't get to fact check that. I didn't have enough time.
I got kind of sad that he had to get a new locker and that it's on the bottom because bottom lockers
And
are
it
the
had somebody's
worst.
old lunch in it.
Yeah.
I definitely clocked it as sort of like a falling from grace. You know, he was at the top,
Yeah.
now he's starting back at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very literal that I just didn't even think of. That's yeah.
I went through this slowly, and I'm like, okay, the three of us together need to pull together notes that make some form of sense. So I went through like slowly. I thank God for the closed captions so that I could figure out how to spell things, not how to pronounce things apparently, but I at least knew how to spell things.
Sound it out. You know who else is back?
Louis!
Yes.
And also Dana.
And Dana too. Yeah, no. Well, no, you're right. Louis's there. And it's like emotionally devastating for me. Like this very tender, and you know, Langdon's like, okay, I'm going back to work. What's the worst that can happen? Louis is there.
Louis. It's the guy who you were stealing drugs from is back.
And then of course we cut outside and Dana has arrived. She's a little late. Maybe fashionably. No, she's late. So she's late.
Definitely a few minutes late, yeah.
Aviator sunglasses, spit and go into the bushes. She don't take no shit. Like she's rested and she's ready to go.
And she's allowed.
What's that like lesbian meme that's like older lesbian? You know, when you were born, I was like in my 20s, me drunkenly swaggering around her.
Will you put that out on me?
Yeah, will you put your cigarette out on me? Dana is giving that energy right now. I'm like, Dana, can you put your cigarette out on me? Is that my horny thought? Did I already burn it?
No, that's not a horny thought.
I think that's okay.
True. That's just true. Also, okay, our new nurse, her name is Emma Nolan. And I don't know if there's any The Prom fans out there, because The Prom is very important to my own personal lesbian culture. That's the hardest I've ever cried in a Broadway show. I was sitting like first row.
Oh, it's a musical. Okay.
Yes, it's a musical. I was sitting like first row as she starts singing Unruly Heart. Did not know what this show was about. Heard that song for the first time. It spoke to something deep within my soul about the lesbian experience, and I was ugly crying. So the name Emma Nolan, aka that character in The Prom, is like imprinted on me. So I heard the name Emma Nolan and I was like, I had like a physical reaction to this poor dear new nurse. Just because she happens to share a name with a character in a musical that like awakened something in me. But I was like I cannot get past that. I'm like, from the prom?
Yeah.
So I need to know, did this nurse try to take her girlfriend to prom at a high school in a small town in Indiana, and did certain events unfold? Like, is this a continuation of the Prom cinematic universe? Speaking of cinematic universe, that movie sucks so bad. Anyway, I'm like, I can't stop thinking about The Prom. I love The Prom. If you have not listened to The Prom, honestly, it's really just an okay musical, but like, again, it awakened something in me, so it's very important to me.
Something LGBT happened to Mal.
Something LGBT happened to me in the Longacre Theater in New York City in the year 2019, and I have never been the same. So, Emma Nolan, the new nurse, I'm watching you.
Okay, so another detail I noticed, Langdon doesn't have his friendship bracelet on. I did post something the other day though, and somebody commented and they were like, oh, the bracelet that he's wearing is from my Etsy shop. And I was like, what? So I need to reach out to that person and get those and post that little info. I thought that was really cool. Yeah. There's a pin on Dana's scrubs that I noticed. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to, now that I have like a better quality of video, I need to like zoom way in.
Zoom and enhance.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
We go back. Dr. Al, she seems very risk averse as they're working on this trauma, because Robbie's like, oh, well, you could do this thing, and she's like, yeah, if you don't kill him doing that. And it's like, ooh.
That thing that you're just so casually glancing over is they flipped his fucking lung.
No, like we really got right into it with the medical stuff, because I'm like, why is Whitaker elbows deep in a person's chest right now?
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. All that blood that was pooling on the floor, I was like, ugh, I'm getting squeamish.
No, also the fact that Whitaker, now that I'm thinking about it, they're like, Whitaker, CPR. He's like, I got this.
I got this. The other funny thing about this scene and like this entire experience that Samira's phone is going off the entire fucking time. Every like 2 minutes she's getting a text message or something, and everyone's making jokes or like, "Oh, you're pretty popular today." She's like, "I swear to God, I'll mute it when we're done with this." And it's just I love when the PITT does these little moments of like realism of like, oh hey, funny and silly shit happens during the serious moments.
Yeah.
I also thought everybody, like, this all seemed a lot more chill this time. It wasn't like people running around. And it was very clinical in that, like, they both stand there with their hands behind their back and observe. You know, and, like, the vibe, like, I will say about season 2 so far, it seems like they have stayed true to the vibe that they set. Like, they're very dedicated to, you know, being authentic to what worked. But the vibe in this trauma scene is almost like everybody's a lot more competent and there's not as much like, oh no, you know?
Yeah. Like, we've been doing this for 10 months.
Mm-hmm. Also, while they're looking down into this patient, please, please, please rewind and watch Javadi's face the whole time, because it's of course, her face is a gem. And the prosthetics for this were just crazy too.
The prosthetics are prostheticing. I'm genuinely like, okay, what legal papers did they sign to actually cut open a dude and flip his lung? Like, seriously.
Hire me as an extra on the PITT. You can do real surgery on me. We get an introduction to some more characters that we haven't seen in a while, and I just wanted to note that, like, my next 3 bullet points in my notes go, Ellis, my beloved, Santos, my beloved-er, and then Mel, my beloved-est. So I was very excited to see these girl bosses, because it was just like all 3 of them, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Incredible. All 3 women that I find very hot and very lovely.
Which is what you want to do. You like 3 hot women, bang, bang, bang.
I mean, fair.
But we do get this patient who's definitely going to be staying around. We have Kylie Connors. She came in with her dad's girlfriend, Gina. She tripped on the stairs, cut her chin, and chipped her tooth.
Big fucking oof. We also, you know, we get to zoom in with Mel, McKay, and Santos. It's like Santos is taking charge of this. McKay is just there. Mel is sort of zoning out. She's like looking at her stethoscope.
She's playing with it.
Yeah, and it's like, Mel, are you okay? And we find out what's in Mel's brain later on, but it's very
out of character for her to not be locked into the moment.
Not out of character. There were a couple of moments in season 1.
I mean, I don't think, not out of character as in like she's written wrong. Out of character as in like she's normally just like,
Yes. She's normally like attentive, locked in, happy, all that jazz. And there's a line that Santos says later that I love so much. You know, to be known as to be loved is something I love to say a lot, and we'll see examples of that later on.
Right.
So we asked this other patient, you know, were you wearing a helmet? And he says no, and a voice says you should always wear a helmet. And everyone turns. Oh my gosh, it's Langdon. And this
is the moment that you told me about, right, Camille? That you were like, I
said there was a moment that I had to pause and hunch over in my chair and breathe because I was so thrilled. And I was like, and Mal, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're just going to know.
Oh, I knew. I knew.
This?
I knew immediately. The second I saw it, I was
like, she rushes forward to
it.
try to hug Langdon. And then it's awkward and Langdon kind of doesn't understand it. They just have this weird little moment.
And she just ends up like clutching his arm.
Yes, but she's also like, she doesn't get embarrassed. She's just still smiling. Like, she's totally chill.
Did Langdon and Mel hang out at some point in the past 10 months or like interact in the past 10 months? Because my understanding is the day after the fucking PITT shooting shift, I imagine Langdon was immediately put under review, suspended, whatever. Yeah. She hasn't seen him in 10 months.
Right. Which is why she's so excited. And that's our mentor.
Was her experience with that one shift they shared together so impactful to her that she's like, Langdon, hug?
Absolutely. Yes. I think so, especially because that was her mentor. Like very early, I was re-listening to our podcast, and like very early on, she is like, oh, I'll follow Langdon. She's trying to focus on Robby, and then when she realizes Robby isn't really open to that, Langdon ends up like, whoop, you know, they end up together. So I think so. I think that on her first day in that place, that was also a very traumatic day, she made a very genuine connection with someone. And then they disappeared. And so now that they're back, she's like, oh my God, they're here, which I loved.
We get more Robby and Dr. Al altercations. And like, this is something I think we even talked about when there was like news coverage and stuff earlier last year of like, oh, what season 2 is going to be roughly about. I don't think any of us really liked the idea of there was going to be another attending butting heads with Robby. And now that we're seeing it like actually act out, yeah, we were right. We don't really like the whole butting heads thing.
Yeah.
I literally put in my notes that I don't like Robby's attitude, and I also don't like Dr. Al's attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Yet again, Robby comes in and is immediately picking a fight with a woman.
The vibes are rancid. They're bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
So this guy, we also cut to McKay. She's kind of going over, this guy, he fell. He has like a bloody nose. And so she's kind of given him the workup. Mm-hmm. And it hints at like, maybe he's hit his head. Maybe he's got memory issues or something, because she's asking like, did you hit your head? And he's like, does it say that I hit my head? And so they introduce him as just being kind of insufferable.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of treating her like she's a waitress. And then also just definitely having memory issues, which could be causing the aggression. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe. One of the things that I remember saying towards the end of season 1 coverage was that I was hoping we'd have some kind of plot point about how, hospitals are expensive. Most people in this country, most bankruptcies in this country come from medical expense, medical debt. And so we kind of have don't charge me for the expensive stuff thing going on, but I think it's less to do with that and more to do with like this guy being kind of a dick. The word for word, I wrote, McKay deals with this douchebag. He wants to get treated right away. Dude, let your doctors do their job, Mr. Broken Wrist bitch.
Yeah. No, he's definitely.
I'm very interested in this guy because it feels like there is something more going on.
Yeah. To be fair, I wrote that when we were just introduced to him. Later on, we find out more about what could or couldn't be going on with him.
Right. Yeah.
Now, we also find out that Samira's got some issues going on with her mom because her mom, so Samira, we find out, also accepted like a partner track, committed to a partner track in Jersey. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, can she pull back out of that? Or is she actually going to be moving to Jersey and they're already planting those seeds that she won't be back? So I don't know.
She better not go to Jersey. Fuck Jersey. Sorry, Robert, but
so
I'm New York born and raised. Fuck Jersey too. Like
and she was going to do that to be closer to her mom. But now her mom has like fallen in love. She's selling the house. She's going on a year-long cruise. She's getting banged. Like
she's going on a year-long cruise with a guy she's known for barely a year. It's fucking wild. McKay tries to be like, oh, hey, sometimes older people, maybe it's love. And Samira is like, no, I think it's just fucking wild. McKay accidentally overshares and she's like, man, it's been a while since I got laid. And then she's like, little much before 8 a.m.
But also when McKay was like, I need to get laid, I had a little bit of a horny thought. That's not really that horny, but my horny thought was, I volunteer.
She's pretty. Like, she's really pretty.
Yeah. She is. I feel like this hair on her makes her look older, though, which I don't love.
The darker hair? Or you mean just the hairstyle?
Hair. The darker hair.
I like the darker hair.
I like the darker hair too, but no, Fiona is really fucking pretty.
No, I mean she's gorgeous regardless of the hair, but I just
she's just talking about McKay.
Older.
Yeah.
Mal is a lesbian, so she likes older women.
I mean,
loves older women. Loves when women are a little mean.
Women.
I love how you and I said the exact same things at the exact same time. We're in sync. We know women.
Clown to clown.
I also love that we get this quick interaction with Esme, who's the environmental services lady from season 1.
She's back.
I love that she's back. And I love it in the show. I also love it in that, like, this is an actress who has a job for however many more episodes because they decided to name the people in the background and dedicate to that continuity. Then Robby sees Langdon and he tries to run away. Robby, sorry.
It's really funny. He's trying to run away and then Langdon like follows him. Completely not reading like Robby's cold shoulder attitude. He's like, oh, hey, I hear today's your last day for a while. Yeah, I take a 3-month sabbatical. Oh, where you going? Head smash and buffalo jump. What is Langdon reply with? I thought that was funny. I didn't write it down though.
Captain Crunch flying squirrel socks.
What? I thought we were just saying random words. But no,
Are you
Robby.
having a
No,
stroke?
Langdon, we don't have that rapport anymore. Like, you can't just come in and start making fun.
I wanted to say, wait, I had looked it up because I was like, I need to know the name.
I also looked it up.
Yeah.
Right? The head smash and buffalo jump thing.
Yes.
It's an Aboriginal UNESCO heritage site in Alberta. I Googled how far it would take roughly to get there. It's about a 31-hour drive from Pittsburgh.
Jesus.
It's 31 hours if you go in a like straight, no stop, nothing. I imagine Robby's going to stop to sleep, to eat, to do whatever. Or maybe he's so clinically depressed he'll be like, I can stay up for 31 hours
31
and
hours.
drive a motorcycle.
So here's the thing. I think there are a couple things I want to point out here. I think we're getting another hint at like helmets, because we're talking about head smashed in. And I looked up the meaning of like how it got that name. So it's the buffalo jump. And what it was is the native tribes there, I think it was the Blackfoot, but that tribe, what they would do is they would hunt buffalo by chasing them off of a cliff, and then they would fall off the cliff. And so then the story is that there was a young man who wanted to see the buffalo jump, and so he went down below the cliff to watch it from below, and he got crushed by one of the falling buffalo. That's where the name comes from.
I see.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, you know what else gets your head crushed? Riding a motorcycle. Passing ambulances illegally without
But see,
a
it's
helmet.
come up so many times at this point that I'm like, it doesn't even feel like foreshadowing anymore. It feels like a red herring. Like, it feels like they're trying to throw us off because there's actually something else completely going on.
It's either they're beating you over the head with it to be like, guys, pay attention. We're going to kill Robby later. Accident. Pay attention. Remember this.
But it doesn't feel like that kind of show. It doesn't feel like they beat us over the head with stuff. It feels like they're more subtle about things. And so the fact that they're beating us over the head with it makes me think that this is like, we're focusing on the wrong thing when we focus on the helmet. But that's, I could be wrong.
During this moment between Langdon and Robby, they're talking and Robby assigns him to triage, and Langdon is trying to be like, no, I did my thing. I can get back here, and then Robby hits him with the, it's okay. I'm pretty sure we can cover for you. We've been doing it for months. Robby, chill the fuck out. He already like went to rehab and did all the stuff. Like, chill out, my guy.
I put in my notes that I didn't like that Robby wouldn't allow Langdon to have a conversation with him. And I have a very specific reason for this, is because Robby is the one that was like, you need to go to rehab, inpatient,
Right.
All this kind of stuff. And so Robby knows better than anybody, if he's the one recommending that to people, that part of that recovery process is making amends with people.
Right.
And Robby is not allowing Langdon to complete that thing. Not that like you owe that, but I'm like, Robby, you have to work with him, okay? You're his boss. Like, this is just gonna happen. And if you want to be professional, instead of being a little bitch, you should allow him to do what he needs to do. Bad leadership. I don't like it. We also reintroduce the arrival of the living dead, which is when James says quiet. Oh,
freaking James.
Yeah.
Fucking James, guy.
And so now nothing is going to be quiet again for this shift, and that's why it's another 15-hour day. James did it. It's James's fault. James is going to light the fireworks stand on fire, and that's why we are all going to be here all
it's
night.
Fucking crazy.
He's like, I need more patients to treat. Fire!
I do like the callback to season 1 about how, Langdon taught Whitaker and Javadi and everyone like, oh yeah, this is what's it called? The
Arrival of the Living Dead?
The Arrival of the Living Dead, something like that. How all the elderly homes, do their morning checks. They do their med checks, and they send whoever is like having not a good time to the hospital. You can almost set your watch to it.
Oh no, he's having not a good time. Okay. Santos kind of just like jumps right into the gossip, which I was a little bit disappointed by this, because I know there's like people are like, oh, the Filipina nurses on this show, it's so accurate, like, that they gossip and they talk, and I get that this is not done like in an offensive way, right? It's not like a stereotype, but I also don't like that. Oh God, I don't know. I guess I have conflicting feelings about the fact that like Santos is being gossipy. Like immediately is like, so what's, what do you think? I don't like this person. Like, and it's like, oh, damn it. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel, I mean, I forgave Santos for the way that she acted in season 1. I mean, we know my thoughts. I almost like, because that's so me. Like, me and my coworkers will like go to our meetings or whatever, and then we'll come back to our little office that's like away from the rest of the people we work with, and we'll be like, okay, so what did you think about that? And I think at this point they've all worked together for so long that it's like, yeah, we're gonna be a little gossipy. We're gonna find out what everybody thinks of the new boss. We're gonna like, I don't know, because it's not her first day anymore. She also calls Javati Crash still.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you don't like, but
no, I've forgiven it, because at this point I think Javati would have put her foot down. And so at this point I'm like, okay, you know what? If it's been 10 months and it's still happening and Javati didn't react negatively to it.
That's true.
There was no reaction to it. So I'm like, okay, fine. Like now, I think the problem is that she came in on her first day and started giving nicknames. And it's like, you have to let people learn who you are before you start trying to do stuff like that. So now that it's been a while, that's why I was like, okay, the nicknames in this episode are pretty good. I like the nicknames in this episode. We've got also Dr. Shamsi
overstepping in
way oversteps. Like if you're not going to answer my text messages, I will interrupt you at work.
Yeah, like she wants nothing to do with her mom, which is so fascinating. Like I wonder, did something happen?
I feel like something happened over the 10 months.
Yeah.
I think something happened.
Something has happened. Yeah, because the fact that she, like, they work in the same hospital, but she's not responding to her mom's text messages is weird. Because
your mom coming to your place of work to corner you and then going to your boss to tell your boss that she doesn't like your schedule. Brother,
yeah, no, this
so
is
not
like
okay.
In any other like work environment, that's how you get fired, my guy.
Yeah. Well, and I also wonder, because I did get the impression, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I got the impression with season 1 that Javati was still living at home.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, did she move out as well in that period of time? Yeah. Because it seems like
that's what I was thinking.
There is a separation there between her and her mom. Like, I'm interested to see where that goes this season.
Yeah. Also, okay, so I think, by the way, because they started talking about Javati's birthday, I think she's a Cancer. I don't know what that means, but if anybody's curious, you can look it up and let us know and tell us if that's accurate. Oh, we find out, of course, Santos wants to do surgery and emergency medicine, which is crazy. I also, like, I'm going to admit, I was endeared by the confidence, because now I feel like she's been there enough to have that confidence. And, like, I was like, go girl. Because I'm also the kind of person who would be like, I mean, if I weren't exactly the kind of person who was capable of doing that, but like,
right.
Our lovely audience, I'm glad you're here for the momentous occasion where Camille said something nice about Santos. We did it. That was maybe genuinely the first compliment I've heard you give Santos.
Camille admitting that Santos has the skills to do both emergency medicine and surgery?
Wait a minute. I've never doubted her.
I'm giving you a hard time.
She's a good doctor with good oh my god,
intentions.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Oh, I know. Princess wants to know what the gossip is. Wants to know what Javati doesn't want anyone to know. And as soon as Javati walks away, Santos spills the beans in Tagalog. It's her
birthday.
Love. Not great. Robby's calling somebody named Duke to tell him to come in by 3 for more tests.
Because this is his last day for a while. So hopefully, I guess in like 3 months for us, but several hours for him. Hopefully we get to see this Duke guy.
Duke to me made me think of I'm like, that sounds like a guy who would be in like a biker gang. And so now I'm like picturing Robby in a biker gang.
With the caduceus on the back of the jacket.
I am getting terrible flashbacks to the biker gang from Riverdale. I don't know why. I'm getting, it's like Vietnam flashbacks right now. Oh my god.
Also, like, multitasking king, the fact that he is typing and talking to Duke on the phone, I was like, whoa, I could never.
I was watching his fingers and going, I don't think he's typing anything.
I would definitely absolutely type what I'm saying out loud because my brain would just like connect the two. Because my brain would just connect the two.
Type something at the same time.
Yeah.
So, okay, now they're finally giving us like a reason to like set our hackles. You know, like how do you say that right?
Raising our
Yes,
hackles?
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
They're finally giving us, like, as viewers and fans, like, the first, like, oh, here's something to raise your hackles, because, like, they start talking, Dr. Al starts talking about Gloria. By the way, didn't know Gloria was a doctor. Go off.
I didn't either.
She talks about Gloria, and she talks about how Gloria and her agreed that they shouldn't call it the PITT, and so now...
Do they know that that's what the fucking show is called? Just wondering.
Hey, you wouldn't have a job!
We can't stop calling it the PITT. That's the name of the show.
The idea is like, oh, the name like brings morale down. Everyone here isn't working as good as they could be because they're like feeling shitty about working in a place called the PITT.
In the PITT, this man is covered in shit. There is a stinky homeless man who is in chairs, and he's like making everyone sick because they're like, literally we cannot. Do you think this guy like fell in a sewer or something?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either, but given how we interact with him later, I think it's just like he's just a dude who's unhoused and very stinky, hasn't taken a shower in a while.
I feel so bad for this man. Like, okay, I have smelled some very stinky people in my life. I feel like there is, like, either this guy smells worse than I can even conceive, or some of these people are assholes, because I have never in my life had such a negative reaction to the way that someone smells, like in a, like where they could see me. Like, I don't know, like just everyone is being so rude to this guy. Like, this is a person. This is a person. Yeah. And like, I get it, he's stinky. Breathe through your mouth.
Mouth breather.
Lick him.
No.
So
we cut to this nun who has either an STI or pink eye or whatever in her eye. I really like the interaction that Javati and this nun have, because she's like, okay, Miss Matthews, you know, we're going to take care of you. And she's like, oh, Sister Grace, please. I'm only married to God. T. And then I love how she's like, have you ever considered serving God? And Javati's like, which one? My family is Hindu. We have like 33 gods.
So now we have Dana and Emma. They're going over safety protocols, which is great because, you know, at least they've implemented things like the sign in chairs that says no violence, you know, tolerated, or no aggressive behavior tolerated. But then we've got them going over these safety protocols, and there's an acronym STAMP, which stands for staring and eye contact, tone and volume of voice, anxiety, mumbling, and pacing. And they're potential indicators of violent behavior in healthcare settings. We're going over that.
No one's getting punched this season.
Nobody's getting punched. They have a safe word, which is hula hoop, which is 2 words, but that's your safe word. You say hula hoop if you need help. Now we go back into chairs, and we have this very interesting way of introducing a deaf patient, because I'm sure you guys both had the exact same thought was, did something just happen? Where's the sound?
Yes, I literally texted Camille. I was like, did this happen to you too? Or is mine messed up?
Robert, did you have that moment?
I also had a moment. I'm like, why is everything quiet? And yeah. God, I forget what other media I've seen that does the same thing. It might be A Quiet Place, because we have several moments where we're in the POV of the one deaf child and you can't hear anything, and like that adds to the experience and to the tension of the scenes that she's in. But it's sad for me because presumably she went up and talked to Lupe or like wrote a note or something expressing like, hi, I'm here because I don't feel well, TM. Like clearly at some point I imagine she had to have said something. It's either she was deaf before coming into chairs, and it's like, okay, I need to tell you that I'm deaf so we can communicate properly, or she went deaf while sitting in chairs.
She would have noticed though. I just think, so here's what I think, is that I think that this is kind of going to be a plot line where, like, later in the episode, we hear them calling a patient's name, and they say it 3 times and nobody moves. And it's seemingly this deaf woman.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
So they're focused directly on her as they're calling out this one name, and it's this woman, or it seems to be. And so she's not hearing her name being called. So I thought it was a really interesting way to introduce a deaf patient, though. And then we get an emergency in the bathroom, and there's an abandoned baby in the bathroom.
Wild.
Which is, I know.
And later, with how they talk about it, it's apparently a relatively common occurrence to happen, specifically there.
Mm.
Yeah, wild.
Fucking wild. One of the moments that got me in this episode was the Langdon and Louis scene, where, first of all, my immediate note when I saw Langdon was like, Langdon, that doesn't look like triage. You're not outside.
No, so triage, what he does is he goes into chairs and calls patients back, like what McKay was doing in the first half of season 1.
I was confusing triage with, what's the name of the people who... No, because it was also triage, but just outside in the context of an emergency. Mm-hmm. That's what my brain was confusing. I thought triage just meant, for some reason...
You thought Robby was like, go outside, Langdon. Get out of here. Go home, Frank.
Go outside, Frank. But yeah, it's Langdon like takes the opportunity. He's like, Louis, hey, listen, the last time I took care of you, I stole some of the pills that I prescribed to you. I was going through addiction. And he apologizes. One of the things I was worried about when this scene started was that if we were going to hear Langdon say the words, I'm sorry. And he did, which I appreciate so much.
Yes, I appreciated that. This was weird to me because I was like, okay, I know part of like the whole rehab process is like making amends, and like, yes, you have to make amends with the guy that you were taking the drugs from, but then also like this felt kind of wildly unprofessional to be like, hey, this thing happened. But so like it did make me feel better after he like did it and he was like, I understand if you want another doctor. Like that part of it was like, I was like, okay, now we're getting back into the professional. But like at first I was like, okay, this feels like a very like unprofessional conversation to be having.
I had a little bit of I felt a little bit of that, but then I was like, that's when my brain was like, but he's making amends. This is part of recovery.
Yeah.
And also like it is very important that, I mean, I would think, right, that if Robby saw Langdon bringing Louis back, he would get suspicious and all this other stuff. Now, if Langdon and Louis could both at that point say, we're both on the same page, we've discussed everything, like it's totally copacetic, I'm not being shady, I owned up, all this kind of stuff.
No.
Right.
I just want to look at this scene between Langdon and Louis as Langdon once again being a good Dr. TM and just wanting to make sure his patient is making an informed choice.
Did you guys also notice in this moment, or am I just an awful person, that I was like, Louis is bigger?
No, Louis is absolutely bigger.
No,
he's bigger. Yeah. And then we find out later it's because he's got fluid retention.
Right.
Yeah. But I was just like, oh my God.
Louis is also here, by the way, because he has a potential infection at the root, like one of his teeth, like in the root.
Oh, it looks bad.
It looks really fucking bad.
I wish you guys could have seen the face Mal just made.
Teeth stuff.
Hey, Camille, how did you handle, because we cut later to like Langdon joining the whole like abandoned baby debacle. How did you handle Langdon holding a baby?
We never saw it. Damn it. I can't believe it. They set me up and then they made me run off the cliff. I was no wiser. Like straight up buffalo jump. They were like, Langdon with a baby, and I went running, and then they were like, psych. Like I didn't get to see Langdon with a baby. I don't even want babies. That's just what a good man will do to you. Oh my God. So anyway, yeah, I didn't get to see Langdon with a baby. Now we have the arrival of the living dead. He passes away. And before the students can leave, Whittaker stops them to tell them about the moment of silence.
Yeah. And it was like word for word what Robby did last season. I was like, oh my gosh, she's a mini Robby.
The way that Robby closes the door behind him, it was like, all right, sleep tight, my sweet child. Like, I did well.
No, I was emotional.
Yeah.
You had your like paternal urge or whatever when you had the concept of, oh, Langdon's gonna hold a baby. I had my paternal urge being like, oh my God, Robby's so proud of his low-key son. Not actually, but still.
Yes.
And then, of course, Whitaker's like, oh, could you make sure your phones are off?
Love the callback. Love the callback.
We learned our lesson.
Oh my god.
I was just gonna say I thought it was absolutely hilarious that after Santos does her whole like, what's up, Melllllancholia? She's like, you usually ride in on your unicorn tossing wildflowers, and Mel gets so distracted and is like, unicorn?
Unicorn?
I love her so bad. I love her so bad.
To be known is to be loved, and even if Santos is doing this in a joking way, she can instantly clock that something's wrong with Mel because she's not reacting or responding in ways that she's used to. She's been around and interacted with Mel for 10 months now.
And see, okay, Camille, we can cut this and we don't want to bring up heated rivalry again, but Camille did text us and was trying to come up with equivalents for the different heated rivalry characters. And originally, Camille said that Ilya was Langdon, and I was like, absolutely not. Ilya is Santos. And that, it's like this brand of sort of like disarming assholery that I feel like both Santos and Ilya have going on. Like, that's what this felt like to me. Like, it felt like she was being kind of an asshole to Mel in like a disarming way to get her to tell her
Scott
what was
Hunter
going
is
on.
100,000 years old.
And Mel rides a unicorn to work. I mean, come on. So, like, I don't know. That's what I thought it was.
Probably by the time you guys are hearing this episode, that post will have gone live. I worked on it for like 2 hours today. I am editing that into a post, so it'll be on the PITT details.
Good. I hope that you took my advice and you didn't say that Langdon was Ilya, because that was offensive to me personally. Anyway.
We'll see what happens. So, okay, we find out that Mel is being sued. That's why she's not vibing. Mm-hmm. She's been put in the Mel and Mel practice. She's not doing good.
No, she's not doing
honestly,
good at all.
Like, if I was getting sued, I wouldn't be either.
Mm-mm.
And the fact that Santos is like, oh yeah, this happens to every doctor? What?
It's very true. Yep. Very much true. Yeah. To pay off bills, stuff like that, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, it happens all the time. I think pretty much every doctor's been sued. Even if it doesn't stand in court or anything, you know?
I want to know more about that. Like, I want to know what exactly happened. And
she's totally going to tell, like, this is, okay, here's what I think.
The deposition's today. AKA, like, the verdict, right? That's what deposition means?
No.
Fuck, what does it mean then?
A deposition is your sworn testimony. Like, so when you sit down with a video camera across the table and they ask questions and stuff, she's going to sit down. She's going to be deposed.
Oh,
She'll sit with her counsel. She'll be with her counsel and opposing counsel at a table, all recorded, and they're going to ask questions and she'll answer, and then her attorney can say, you know, objection, whatever. There's a court reporter there. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Camille.
You're welcome.
Thank you for teaching me.
I worked at a law firm once.
I was just like, oh, okay, there's some court thing happening today. Hope we find out more about that.
She's going to be questioned by opposing counsel, and that's difficult.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I also just want to point out, like, we're kind of getting hints that something is going on with this beautiful little girl that has come in with the scraped chin. I just want to note that when Ellis was handing off the patients, the first person to touch this little girl was McKay. And I was like, this is child abuse. This one's going to be a child abuse case.
They love
McKay was like,
Santos, the child abuse case, and
they do.
The whole mandated reporter of it all.
Yeah.
Also, this child looks like a child that I know, and that really threw me for a loop because I was like, oh my god, I know this child, but I don't think I know this child. Anyway.
Oh my god. So while Santos is walking away, we have Mel talking to what she thought was Santos, but is now no one. Dana walks by, and she's like, are you okay? You're talking to yourself. And she says, what did she say? Like, let me know if you need anything. And she goes, a good lawyer. I'm kidding. I'm not. Oh my god. And I also just like, we're being set up for a wonderful moment with Mel and Langdon. I'm going to promise you this because I have seen, there was like a trailer that came out, and the patient that flirts with Mel later, he like pushes her off of her stool and she hits her head on the ground. So here's what I'm thinking is, because the way it's going now is that clearly someone needs to like check in with her, but people are doing like surface level check-ins. So what I think is going to happen, she's going to hit her head. Then we know there's going to be a scene between the two of them. And so I think he's going to come to care for her, and she's going to kind of unload on him about what's going on, because he's the one that she can really talk to. Same as season 1. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think, yeah, same.
Yeah, my note was just this girl's dad is beating the shit out of her.
It's either that or the girlfriend.
I'm suspicious of, the girlfriend, because there was that shot of her like watching them talk, and I was like, oh, is
that's
it the girlfriend?
True. Yeah. I really, it's like there's very little other explanations that could be the cause.
Something is going on.
I'm really hoping no one's abusing this little girl. I will cry.
Yeah.
Because like the amount of injuries are suspicious. Like, there are some kids that are clumsy and that are injured a lot, but the fact that this child has been hurt so badly that she is pissing blood is not great.
And they do make a note later on to say, because I stopped and I was like, what does that mean? So when she's saying like whether the urine sample was contaminated or it was renal, they didn't know. And I was like, what? So like for people, because I had to like stop and think about it. And then I was like, oh, duh. For anyone who just kind of like lets these things fly by and doesn't really like pay attention to certain lines or whatever.
Me.
This would, So, which is
if you also consume media with your brain turned off the way that I do, this is for you. Anyway, sorry.
No, so she says that like the urine sample could have been contaminated by trauma to the vaginal area. So what they're saying is like she could be bleeding externally and that got in the urine, or the urine or the blood could have been in the urine as it passed through the kidneys, which is a renal thing. So basically what she's saying is, I don't know if it turned red after the fact or was that way as it came out.
But either way, not normal.
Yeah, no, not normal. Now, I do want to call out the wonderful, like, I don't know why it made me laugh out loud, but Dana walks by and she goes, yo, Rabinovich. And I was like, like, I don't know that she calls him that very often. Maybe I'm just not noticing it. Maybe because she definitely does it in a teasing way. But instead of being like, hey, Robby, she was like, yo, Rabinovich. And I'm like, I loved it. Now we have an elderly patient with Samira. And this lady is lovely. Her son is not, which is interesting. It's like we're starting episode 1 with another older woman with a son whose husband is dead, and the son is a jackass and the mom is really nice.
But is this lady just nice because she is high out of her mind?
I love how, for starters, I love how she sends his son to the cafeteria being like, get me a tea. She offers.
I loved that touch. Like, it's like, what can we get you? I was like, aw, that's so sweet.
It's incredible. And then she reveals to Samira that she, takes a shit ton of edibles, like cookies. She eats like a dozen a day, apparently. Edibles range from like 5, like normal edibles. Listen, I've had some edibles that are like 100 each. That's not normal. Normal edibles range at about like the 10 milligram per dose thing. So she's telling Samira, like to her face, I'm consuming roughly 120 milligrams of marijuana per day.
Which made me think of the story that you had told us once, Robert, about how you took 2 gummies because you thought it was 20.
Have I told that on the pod? Okay, yeah. For a quick recap for anyone who doesn't remember, I bought gummies once and I saw the numbers 100 on the package. I'm like, oh, so it's 100 total. I'll take 2, 20. And then I reread it and it's like, no, it's 1,000 per pack. It's 100 per gummy. And then I'm like, oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. And then I got to the usual level of high I usually get when I take 20. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I kept getting higher. And I'm like, oh God, what's happening?
And I'll make the same joke I made the first time because it's still funny. And on the 3rd day, he rose again.
And that is what this woman is experiencing, apparently. Also, the fact that she's like stopped taking her meds because she's like, yeah, nothing hurts. Yeah, nothing hurts when you're like high out of your mind.
She was like, yeah, the weed fixed it all. So I'm looking it up. Loperamide, I don't remember how they pronounced it. Loperamide is a medication used to treat diarrhea and reduce the amount of stool.
You can't be shitting if you're high.
Colostramine is used to lower high cholesterol levels and relieve itching caused by bile duct obstructions. So I guess that would be bile duct. It would be like vomiting and then upset tummy. So she's taking medications to control those things. And now she's eating a shitload of weed.
I mean, that is one of the uses of medical marijuana, particularly for like cancer patients. It's supposed to like ease the nausea and like aid you in like being able to eat. So maybe that's kind of what's happening. That being said, maybe take your prescribed medication
It did make me laugh
instructed.
though when she was told that like there is an increased dementia risk in like older patients, and she went, "Well, that sucks for old people." I love this woman, and I hope that she does not turn out to be a jerk, because I think she's iconic and hilarious.
It might say 60 on my med sheet, but I'm 20 out there on the streets. You know what I'm saying?
I love that her son's name is Richard, because I was like, okay, Dick, like, calm down. But I was like, Dick, you haven't noticed that your mom is like having a great fucking time? Oh my god.
He's a man. Of course he didn't notice.
It's also funny to me that if she is currently high, I want to make the joke that her fucking munchies are apparently a large chamomile tea.
Oh my god. So, okay. Again, my notes here, I was just like, why doesn't Whittaker have his updated badge? I don't like it. Something is fishy to me. I think it's more than just a clerical thing.
Maybe.
We also, so we find out, I missed this, sorry. Kylie says she's not being bullied, she's not being abused, even on accident, none of that. So we still don't know what's going on with her. But then we cut out to Whittaker, Langdon, Louis. I was looking at Whittaker and thinking, Jesus Christ, he knows everything Santos has told him. Because of the way he was interacting with Langdon, I was like, oh, he knows.
Everyone definitely knows, because there was also that scene. There's that scene earlier when Dana shows up and she sees Langdon and she's like, oh, the prodigal son returns. But
they're like the charge nurses, though, so it would make sense for them to know.
Everyone is treating Langdon with this sort of edge of like, oh, former addict. How are we going to handle this? He seems fine, but we should still be prepared just in case.
I don't know. I just wonder how much detail everybody knows, but I can tell you one thing is that Whittaker knows every fucking thing.
Whittaker absolutely knows everything. And I would assume that Whittaker is firmly team Santos, just purely based on the fact that they are roommates, and that she, at least as of the time of season 1, was not charging him rent to live with her. Like, I think
also she's not a reliable narrator, so
no.
And she proved that in season 1. She would like say something that someone didn't say actually.
We're here with Louis. He has some bloating. He has some water. He has some liquid retention. Not liquid. He has fluid retention. He's not doing so great. They're gonna have to drain him.
Yeah.
There's a line, I forget if it's during one of the Langdon like apology scenes or if it's during this scene, where they're like, Louis, you gotta give your liver a break, and he's like, yeah, I know, but in a way of like, I know, but I'm not gonna.
Right.
Yeah. And he's been there. This is the 4th time he's come in for this now in 6 months, because Langdon says 3 times in the past 6 months. So like, it's getting bad, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Now the baby seems fine.
I want to know what's up with this baby.
I know.
The baby seems fine. I do love, one of the things I really like about this scene is like, okay, baby seems fine. We find out like there's like a window of time where like I guess you can abandon your kid.
Safe haven.
Like a safe haven. And it's called the safe haven drop off. Under 28 days, no questions asked. So you can just like, drop off a child and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can take care of it, whatever. Over is child abandonment. That's a crime. That's bad. I do love that when like Robby is like leaving and like, okay, everything's like under control. He like does a little bow to everyone, including the baby.
The baby. He excuses himself to the baby. I had that in my notes. I also was proud of Robby for not freaking the fuck out in peds. Like, he didn't even hesitate.
No.
It's been 10 months. I'm sure that he has been in that room many times since it was the morgue, and since Doc Adams died there. Doc Adamson. Adamson?
Dr.
Yes.
Adams? Okay.
I love respecting the dead by not remembering who they are.
I don't know why I forgot his name for a second there. Sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, I hate that this guy is flirting with Mel.
Yeah, she's at her job.
I hate that this guy is flirting with Mel because I just want people to let women work.
Yeah, she's at work.
But I also do love that he's trying to flirt with her, and he's trying to be do you like coffee? Oh no, I avoid caffeine. Yeah, me too.
Oh, she is not picking up what he's throwing down.
No, she's not.
All.
But then he's do you like boba? And she pauses. She's like, yeah, I do.
I love boba. Oh, so okay, now we have the wonderfully fragrant homeless man being walked through, and everyone's losing their shit. He's already lost his, and I just put I can smell this guy from here. I can smell this man, and I can feel it in my throat from here.
Oh yeah.
Now we're back with McKay and this patient, Mr. Williams, who does not want treatment, but now he's also saying that his knee hurts. And then McKay is saying that there wasn't any clear sign of a fracture, but there's a certain fracture that might not show for a little while, so they're going to give him a splint and then have him come back in a few weeks to see if it shows up on a scan. And she goes through this whole thing with him, and he doesn't remember any of it within a minute. He does not. She goes to check his knee because he says his knee hurts, and he almost kicks her.
Yeah.
And so she goes and she flags a medical assistant in to come and buddy system, hula hoop, basically. This man also says he's not there to be profiled.
Weird thing to say, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
there's
what's going on?
Something is weird here, and I don't know what it is. There was a moment where I almost wondered if they'd had this conversation before, possibly, and he didn't remember. I'm very interested in what's happening.
Yeah.
This is a storyline I'm excited to see play out.
We have the homeless guy is getting a shower outside, and I have in my notes, Mal, please make the shower joke that you made to me yesterday.
So this is going to be another reference to Heated Rivalry. I was like, wow, it's the second sexiest shower scene I've seen in the last month.
I thought that was very funny.
Also, I'm not sure who put it in the notes, but in all caps in the notes, it says, man ass, let's go.
Yeah, no, that's me.
Robert,
that's man ass, let's go. That is the first naked body part TM that we see in season 2. We did it. We made it barely 45 minutes before we see man ass. Let's fucking go. They are covering the peen. They're expert. I think the fucking they really took some tips from Heated Rivalry on how to properly cover the peen just by walking around.
They said, you've already seen my outie. You want to see my innie this time? Oh, God. Okay, so...
Don't forget the ears, pal.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget the ear. God, yuck.
I love how Dana takes this moment to also try and bond with Emma. Be like, hey, you're new here. Tell me your shtick. What do your parents do? You got siblings. You got a boyfriend. You ever kill a man in a bar fight, which for me was a title contender?
Yeah. It's awfully heteronormative of Dana to say, do you have a boyfriend, and not be girlfriend? You work with Santos and Garcia. Just saying. You know that lesbians exist.
Wow.
You know what lesbians exist. Yeah. And then by the way, this unhoused guy, they call him Mr. Digby. That's his name.
Digby, right? Okay.
Digby, yeah, that's his name. While he's showering and cleaned up pretty much, so he has to dry off, an ambulance comes in to the bay, and the ambulance bay, and Dana walks out, and it is Evelyn Bostick, I believe I pronounce it. She is 81 with Alzheimer's. She, I believe, fell, or she had some kind of minor.
So her husband arrived with the living dead, but then she was supposed to meet them at the hospital, and then people just found her wandering aimlessly outside.
Oh, that's what it was. Yes, you are correct. I also it didn't clock for me that he died earlier in this episode.
Because then they're like, we brought you to see your husband. And Dana walks by and says to the paramedic, he's dead. He died.
I thought it was just trying to be I'm catching you up on what, he died ages ago. I didn't clock that he died earlier that day, earlier that same hour.
He's the patient that comes in.
I don't know why I didn't clock that.
Yeah, he's the patient that comes in and then passes away that Whitaker does a moment of silence for. And then this is his wife, who was supposed to have met them at the hospital, but something happened in between wherever he was with the assisted living and, wherever. So, oh, wait, we have another ambulance that comes in. There's an open dislocation. Yeah.
Alan
Oh my gosh.
Billings, a pallet
Horrifying.
fell onto his outstretched arm. Damn, these fucking prosthetics are gnarly.
Your arm's
Yeah.
not supposed to look like that, guys.
Yeah, no.
Is that your professional medical opinion?
Yeah, in my professional opinion, something's wrong there.
This baby seems to be going really well. And Dr. Owl walks in, and they've got a POC CBC, which is a point of care complete blood count.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, because we see Dr. Owl look at this and goes like she's seeing something that no one else is seeing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not picking up on it. Nurse Jessie and Samira both are like, what? Like, did we miss something? They're looking at it. They're not catching what they missed. So I was looking it up because I was like, what is that? Like, what would that test for? What would she be seeing? So apparently it measures your red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. Okay, so a CBC test can tell your provider if you have anemia, erythrocytosis, which is high concentrations of red blood cells, high white blood count, low white blood count, high platelet, low platelet. So these can be signs of infections, cancer, blood conditions, and medication side effects. So I'm like, what is she seeing on this that is freaking her out? Of those things, I was like, does this baby have cancer?
Yeah, I'm very what the hell is going on with this baby? Does she know this baby?
I need to say, because I didn't do research like Camille did, I put in my notes that I'm like, oh, she's the one who abandoned the baby. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my
God. That would be wild.
That's why she got there early. Bagels distracted everyone with the bagels, and then went and dropped the baby.
I'm still keeping it. I'm still like, wild fuck off prediction. She's the one who abandoned the baby. Doesn't make any sense at all. No. If it happens, am I gonna rain it over everyone? Absolutely.
So yeah, I don't know.
Maybe she abandoned a baby in her younger days.
And then the baby was frozen in the bathroom? What?
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe she was abandoned as a baby.
You mean at one point in her life?
Yeah, at one point in her life, like, maybe she gave a baby up. Maybe she was left somewhere as a baby. Like, I'm like, there are other things we can noodle on here.
Noodle on. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's where the episode ends. And like, if you were like me, you were watching it and you start to hear that little music and you're like, no.
Yes. I forgot how they end these episodes because it's been so long since I've had to like wait from week to week. Like, I've just been able to like watch the next episode, or like I've just known what's gonna happen. So the like ending here, I was like, no, God, like now I have to wait for the next hour. So like,
yeah,
kudos to the PITT. We're so back.
We're so back.
More locked in than I've ever been. I think like this was such a good first episode. I think
it was great. I think what I really loved about it was that it felt like the PITT. It didn't feel like shows that left, won a bunch of awards, came back and decided to do everything bigger and better. It was like, no, this is just the PITT.
This is the PITT.
You know,
it literally feels like another shift at a hospital.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, it was a fantastic season 1, and I'm excited for us to do it again because I think this is going to be a really great season of TV. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. I love having questions again.
Uh-huh.
I love not knowing again.
I love being more locked in because like I talked a lot and I love season 1 and I'm sure people noticed, but like I didn't talk a whole lot in season 1 because I was just sort of like a little zoned out sometimes, but like I have to lock in and be like, okay, we have to predict, we have to take notes, we have to like see what's going on.
We have to say something to make us go viral.
I'm excited for us to be wrong about a bunch of stuff. I'm excited for us to be totally blindsided by things.
Should we be keeping track of our predictions?
Absolutely fucking
Someone
not.
is gonna no. I'm gonna like listen to the episodes and make a list and we'll check them off as we go if we get them.
We should have made bingo cards.
That would be the biggest bingo card. I know that at one point, Nat over at No Context the PITT had made some bingo cards. So I should reach out to her and see if she's got bingo cards that we could like post to share. We'll do a little collab.
Do we? So, I just thought of this because I thought it'd be silly and stupid and funny because it was introduced in this episode. I think we should try and like rate a favorite moment or a favorite character, or favorite something, and we should call it Patient Passport.
My moment for the Patient Passport in this episode is definitely going to be the overexcited to see Langdon almost hug, not quite, with Mel, for sure.
Then mine's got to be something LGBTQ happened between Garcia and Santos, because that is like I cannot wait to get more information on that. Or potentially her having hooked up with Whitaker.
Oh, God! I can't believe you said that out loud.
I'm gonna keep bringing that up just because you both had such a, like, negative reaction to it.
Terrible.
Because I was like, wouldn't that be funny if it was all a red herring? And I'm like, they're messing with me. Everything's a red herring. If, like, they were trying to get me to believe that, like, Santos and Garcia, something had happened between them, but actually it was...
Mal, you are the epitome of that meme that's like, don't trust anyone, not even yourself, but it's don't trust anyone, not even the PITT season 2.
No, I trust nothing. I trust nothing. They're lying to me.
My Patient Passport moment, it happens in that same scene, but it's when Garcia calls Whitaker white chocolate.
We're so back.
I refuse so Huckleberry. I will only call him white chocolate from henceforth.
Literally, we have never been more back. Like,
and the fact that she calls him that because he likes funky music. Play that funky music, white boy.
Play that funky music, white chocolate.
If we ever somehow, like, bullshit the actor into giving us an interview, I'm gonna call him white chocolate.
Can you call me white chocolate from now on?
No, you're not cool enough.
Damn, okay, bye.
Where's your funk? Where's your appreciation for funk, huh?
Where's your fuck?
My God.
That man has some of the best nicknames, like Victorian Orphan, Huckleberry, White Chocolate.
That duck meme.
Victorian Orphan, by the way, it's not a canon nickname. It's a nickname we've given him just because. I don't, honestly, I would see it being canon. Like, Santos one day is like, God, I can't believe I live with this fucking Victorian Orphan.
Oh,
someone call this man a Victorian Orphan to his face. Please, I need it.
Any thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Do we want to try and do a prediction for next episode?
Oh my God.
No, I do not think I can predict anything that this show is going to do. I think I'm along for the ride, except for like very few kind of specific overarching things. I feel like that I've already predicted. Just saying, I don't think I have the medical knowledge or the media literacy to like predict week to week.
Well, that's my prediction. I don't want to say the one about Mel because like Mel having a moment with Langdon because You
think that's going to happen next episode?
No.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. No, you know what? I do. I think that's going to happen in episode 2. I think, yeah.
I think after we get this Mr. Digby fellow cleaned up, we're going to find out he actually has something really wrong with him, like a big bruise or a big cut or something. That's my prediction for the next episode.
Start being in your butt, twin. Start digging in your butt, twin.
What?
It's an older meme. It's older. It's like 2 months old.
Camille is on levels of memes.
Camille is on levels of the internet.
In your butt, twin.
I know what Camille's talking about because we're on that same level of TikTok. Mal, catch the fuck up.
Sorry, I don't
watch SpongeBob.
Sorry that I'm better than you and that I'm not quite as online. Says me, who is like very online all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, you're lying to my face. How could you? All right. Anything else we want to say before we end the episode? We've never been more back, and I think that we will continue to be back and just reach levels of back that have never been seen before.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Langdon's back.
Mal is back. Tell your friends. Woo! Oh God. No, this is great. This is great. I'm very pleased I didn't watch it and like go, oh, okay, it's the PITT season 2. I just watched it and was like, this is the PITT, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So,
We did.
No, I think it's such a delight to watch something and be like locked in from the very first watch and not have to like watch it a couple times to convince myself I like it, you know?
Imagine this is the season where they just go, like, the first 2 episodes or whatever are completely medically accurate, and then they just start going off the wall because, like, guys, we got bored.
Well, because some of the things I'm like thinking about the like Robby's gonna die prediction, I'm like, I don't know that this is that kind of show. Like,
right.
that feels
I
This
don't-
isn't
I
Grey's
don't
Anatomy.
know.
Yeah.
This isn't ER. I don't know. I think it would be a little serious for Robby to die, but I either think there's going to be a motorcycle death in this season that is going to make Robby like have a come to Jesus moment.
Also possible.
So I think that's probably the more likely one. I think they want to get us scared, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, if that's all, so long, fellow losers.
We are so fucking back.
The PITT Crew podcast is created and produced by us, Robert, Mal, and Camille. It is edited by Robert. You can find us on TikTok, Threads, and Instagram at PITT Crew Podcasts. If you'd like to support our other projects, our socials are linked in the show notes. Our art is by Rand Pacoca, and he can be found on Instagram at Rand Pacoca. All patient questions and concerns can be emailed to pittcrewpodcast@gmail.com. And this isn't a Taco Bell, but we do appreciate a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to schedule a follow-up appointment with a nurse before you go. See you next time.